Hey friends, my name is Sam and this is Sam's Garden Project. So it's been a while since I've been out in the garden and things are looking grim. We've had a stint of cold weather, so nothing is growing as well as it should be for middle of summer or heading towards the end of summer. But today I'm going to do some jobs. I'm going to pull out some of the plants that aren't doing so well and then refresh the soil. And I think we might also plant some winter crops, as much as that pains me to say. I don't think we're going to get much hot weather for another cropping of summer veggies. So I've got tomatoes at the back, they're looking terrible. Cucumbers, they're just struggling along. Zucchini's looking a bit terrible as well. But yeah, so I think we're going to get, in the next 7 days, the next weekend, I'm going to get a couple of days of warmer weather, and then I think that's it. I think summer's gone. So before we do anything, I think I might let the chickens out. Everything's at that stage where it's fully developed and the chickens can't scratch up any little seedlings. So let's get them out. So the chickens can just scratch around and keep me company while I'm out in the garden today. So as I mentioned, the cucumbers and the tomatoes are looking terrible because we've had a lot of cold weather, and I'm tempted to just rip them all out, but they've still got some green fruit on them, only little ones. I think this is meant to be, that's not a beefsteak, but these ones, it's a beefsteak. Bug damage. Everything else is so small. All the fruit, it just looks terrible. So I was tossing up whether to pull them out or not, but they've got some growth at the top coming through. So I decided against that. Instead, I'm going to pull out most of the stuff from this bed here. I've got some aged sheep manure that I'm going to top up the bed with and get that ready for when my winter seedlings are ready to go in. This bed I've cleared out a couple of weeks ago, and I just topped it up with a bunch of old leaves that we cleaned up the front garden and raked everything up. So that's just composting in place. It's sunk a lot since we put them on. So I'm going to do the same with this one, and so I have 2 beds ready to go when my winter seedlings are ready to be planted out, whilst also letting the cucumbers and tomatoes continue growing. And because we're still in summer, we still might get some fruit on them. Okay, so first things first, we're going to pull out all the ashwagandha. You can see here the seed pods have dried out, and so I'm happy to pull them out and get rid of them so that this bed can rest and replenish its nutrients. So this is what the roots of the ashwagandha look like. This is what you clean up and dry, and then I'm going to turn it into some either flakes or some powder, and I can put it into teas or into smoothies for its medicinal properties. So that's pretty cool. Lots of top growth. They've been in the ground for probably 18 months to 2 years, and I'm going to be able to harvest these roots. Awesome. Oh my god. Look at the size of these roots here. Massive. This is a massive plant. So expected to have massive roots. That's awesome. This here is like a nectarine tree that had sprouted from seeds, probably in compost or in the soil here. So I might put that in a pot, see if it grows. Get some nectarines in a couple of years' time. I've got my little friend here, they can scratch up the dirt. Chickens are great for scratching up the soil, loosening it, getting any bugs out of the soil. So I let them scratch around when I'm digging up plants, because they don't get much of a chance to dig around when it's full of plants as it was. So she'll have some fun for a little bit. They love it. Thanks chickies for scratching up the soil for me. So while they're doing that, I thought we might clean up these roots from the green tops, and we'll see how much of the actual root that we've harvested. Alright, so all we're going to do with the ashwagandha is just cut off the woody stems of it. So that we have that. Then I can cut it into smaller pieces when I dehydrate it, but for the moment I'm just going to keep it in a nice big clump so I don't lose any of it. So I'll clean them up a bit better at the top, but it's quite big, so I think it'd be better just to cut the roots off individually, but to keep it all together, we'll leave it like that. Done. So all up, we've got this much ashwagandha root from about 3 plants, only in the one bed. But I've got a few more plants in other beds, which I might grab them out as well, so we have them all out of the garden. So we've got this plant here next to my white sage, and so I'm going to pull this out as well. So everything is harvested. Got a nice root system on this one, and there's one more plant in this bed here. I lied, there's 2 more plants. Alright, to finish our harvest of ashwagandha root, let's just clean up these last 2 plants that we've harvested. So all up, a nice little harvest of ashwagandha root. So I'm glad I finally got them out of the garden, because they were just taking up so much space during summer, and they've been in my garden for a very long time, probably about 18 to 24 months. They take a long time to grow, and I'm glad that space is now free. I can top up the garden beds where the chicken's running, top them up, and then get some winter seedlings going so I can plant them straight into the garden. On the other end of this bed is the zucchinis, and the plant on the end is doing fine, but this one here, something weird has happened to it. I don't know whether it's multiple plants competing against each other or it's just one plant that's got all these little offshoots, but it's all competing against each other. There's a little zucchini here. Let's harvest this one. That's so cute and small, but I think I'm just going to pull this out because it's just a weird jungly mess. See how it's like one root, but it's like separated? So there's a stem here and a stem there. And maybe this is a stem as well. So it's 3 stems coming out of the one plant. And it's just a mess. And it's not producing, so let's pull it out. Easy. I think what I'm going to do, just so I have this bed empty, is pull out these little spring onions that we're hiding, and we can just use these in the kitchen pretty easily. Perfect. Doing a mini harvest today as well. So I'm really happy with clearing this out now. Sometimes you just need to rip some plants out. So we'll leave the zucchini at the end because that's going really well. But the rest of this bed, I'll be able to top up with some sheep manure and the last of the leaves that we use on this bed. And then we'll let it sit for a few weeks until it is ready for winter, as sad as that is. That was way too difficult. Ooh. I think I prefer using sheep poo over horse poo because horse poo has a lot of seeds in it. I'm gonna have to cut this one. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to go and spread it all out so it's even on the bed. So this is free manure from my auntie's little hobby farm. My grandparents brought it down to me, and in return of them driving it down to Melbourne for me, I gifted them some eggs from these ladies. So I love free fertilizer and compost because I'm on a budget this year and I want to reduce my expenses where I can whilst growing the most amount of food as possible. Alright, so this was only 2 bags of sheep poo, but that's looking pretty good. It's a nice even layer across. Let's put some over near the zucchini so I can get a boost of nutrients. It's got some flowers. That's a male flower. It's got some females at the bottom, so this one's doing really well. So we'll give it a bit of a fertilize. What I'm going to do now is put the last of put the last of the leaf mulch in the wheelbarrow that we have, and I'm going to top it on top. And then maybe some sugarcane mulch, but we'll see. I'm happy just to let this sit and break down by itself for a few weeks, so we have really nice healthy soil. So now this looks really, really good. It'll break down really nicely. Just gonna spread some of the leaf mulch down so it's evenly spread. Perfect. Now I can just let this sit and let nature do its thing. Time to do some cleanup, I think. I've made a bit of a mess on the floor here. So I just checked my phone and I have a message from someone wanting to buy some bay leaves from me. So I've got this really big bay tree here and it needs a trim. So I posted on Facebook if anyone wanted some fresh bay leaves, about 5 large cuttings, I think for $5 or $2 or something like that, and someone's going to pick some up. So let's cut some fresh bay leaves for this person. I've cut quite a lot back, but I've barely made a dent in it. And I'd rather them go to people that actually want to use it and need it rather than just going in the bin. I've cut that much for this lady and I think that's heaps. If not, I can always come out and cut her some more if she wants more. So yeah, win-win for everybody. So because the chickens and the birds have made a hell of a mess in my garden, scratching around everything and pecking at things, I'm just going to do a quick sweep. I've got my broom here. I'm just going to sweep around the garden beds, shovel it back into the garden beds so it can, I don't know, add to the soil. And that might be it for the day. I might plant some winter seedlings tomorrow or maybe this afternoon. We'll see. Actually, another job that I wanted to do while I was out here is replace one of my blueberry bushes. It had died, so I bought a little one from Bunnings and I need to replace it just in this pot here. You can see at the back there it's dead. I might rip out the silver beet and give it to the chickens because we're going to plant some new silver beet seeds soon as well. And the chickens come pick it anyway. So let's pull this out, replant it because it's been in the pot for too long. So what I'm going to do, because I have it available, is this one is actually horse poo in this bag. So I'm going to sprinkle it over the top of the blueberries to give it a bit of fertilise. I'm going to top it with some sugarcane mulch and then water it in with a liquid fertilizer. So my goals for this year, a priority is soil health. So putting nutrients back into the soil, fertilizing my plants properly so that they actually grow, and flourish. Having a mulch. I need to remulch some of this and this blueberry as well. I'll just give it some acidic fertilizer, which I'm watering in. I'm going to pull the silver beet out as well and then fertilize this, mulch this as well, because it's looking a bit stressed. But yeah, priority is making sure everything's healthy and growing and not dying, because if it's dying, then I'm not getting any food from it and I'm wasting my time and my money. Let's pull this silver beet out. I might keep this bunch for myself because it's a healthy looking fresh bunch, but the rest can go to the chickens. The blackbirds, I'm going to dig this sugarcane mulch up everywhere. I can just see it, but I need to freshen up, and it looks really nice. So thanks guys for hanging out with me today. We've managed to get a lot done, a lot of like heavy gritty work, but that's all part of gardening and it all needs to be done. So let's just go have a look at everything that we managed to do. So we pulled out all the ashwagandha, everything else that was in this bed, the spring onion, the mutant zucchini. So we've topped it up with some sheep poo and some leaf mulch. We've managed to sweep up the sides here, clean that up a little bit. This is our harvest. So we've got the ashwagandha root, this cute pencil thin zucchini, spring onion, and a bunch of silver beet. It's looking very autumn harvest. It doesn't look like it's a summer harvest anymore. So seasons are changing, unfortunately. We've also managed to plant out a new blueberry bush. The other one was dead, and clean up this bed, pull out the silver beet. This variety is a sunshine blue blueberry. So hopefully it grows and doesn't die. I have a habit of killing blueberry bushes. This is what I planted last year, so it's got plenty of new growth on it, but it was looking a bit stressed. This variety is a blue rose blueberry, so different varieties, which is good. I need to look at which one which one matures earlier and which one produces fruit if it's different timings, but they look a lot better with some fresh mulch and a fertilize. So thanks guys for hanging out with me today. It's been very productive, got a lot done. In my next video, it's going to be planting out some winter seeds, so sowing some winter seeds. So that'll be coming out soon. If you like this video, please like and consider subscribing to my channel. It's really helping grow my channel. And yeah, so I'll see you next time. Thanks guys.